Yeah, I was actually extremely impressed with how organized and detail oriented the onboarding process was. There was never a time where I had to guess or wonder where we were in the timeline. It was fantastic. They also provided me a detailed spreadsheet of all of the cost breakdowns. And that includes any filming, cleaning, materials, all of that stuff, initial onboarding. And they even walked me through the insurance side of things because I wasn't aware of that, which was really refreshing as well. I feel like overall, it was the highest level of concierge service on my end. I thought that they were just going to be preparing the home for the renter, but they actually taught me so much in the onboarding process about what to expect going into the rental property world. I was definitely extremely nervous. I'm not even going to lie. We actually met with two other property management companies right before I had reached back out to you guys. And I was just so worried that nobody was going to really care for my house the way that I care for it because it's my home. So one of the things that really stood out to me when I was going through the onboarding process was how genuine and caring everyone was. And when we had our first initial renters and we had a couple of hiccups going on, they swooped in right away. I mean, it was like I didn't even have to really worry or fret or come down to the property. Everybody handled everything. So when you have, a luxurious home and you put all of your heart and soul into making sure that it's pristine, your company 100% made me feel at ease as though they were taking care of my home as their. We use this property in a couple of different ways. One, it's our business, PGM Performance. We do all of our NBA training out of our home. Two, it's also an investment property for us. Sometimes we were away and we might be renting somewhere else because of travel with our clients or so on and so forth. And then three, we also have this as our primary residence for some of the years. And we are raising our three kids here, as well as my little fur baby who's down there. This experience has been wonderful. And there've been, a couple of things along the way. Maybe a lamp is broken or this or that. And anytime that I reach out, it's like, okay, let us know what that is. We'll get that fixed. We'll reimburse. We'll reach out to the client. I love that you said the word invasive because that's definitely how it felt. That was a part of my apprehension when we were deciding whether or not we wanted to just leave the house vacant while we were away or if we should just rent out full time. And I was really put at ease because when we walked back in after almost 2 years of being out of the home, I looked around and I honestly could not believe how well kept it was. I say I could not believe, but I also wasn't surprised because you guys just do such an awesome job of making sure that everything, is in order. But it was such a relief, truly, to come in and be like, okay, now I can put my touch back on things. We can move in our personal items. And it's almost as if we never left. And I'm glad that you mentioned that. That is the upper echelon level of service that you guys provide that I just don't think is happening anywhere else. Because my neighbor next door, you know what I'm talking about, feels like he is personally connected to you, which as it should be. I never felt like, it was a nuance that he had your number or that you guys were communicating with any of the neighbors to ensure that everybody is feeling comfortable about the tenants that are renting with us. I am very much a type A. I want to control everything. One of the things that I've appreciated the most is that as much as I've tried to involve myself, you guys continue to show me that it's so unnecessary for me to do that. And it's truly a breath of fresh air. I just feel like I can breathe. I don't have to be up all night wondering whether or not I need to take care of something. And that's one thing that I really, really appreciated. The anxiety and stress that you guys have just completely diminished on my behalf is unmatched. So homeowners, please trust them as I do. I'm just saying. You exceeded my expectations because in the very beginning, Tal had sent over a breakdown of what to expect in the rental duration. And so we kind of had an understanding of, okay, 20%, 30%, 40% occupancy based on the season, which I also love because I didn't have any insight into that prior to joining on. I can tell you that you guys have exceeded our expectations. I mean, the occupancy rates were so great. And I think that it also really had a lot to do with the clients that you're bringing in and making sure that you gave them a detailed tour of the home. It wasn't just like, here's some pictures or, here, come walk through. I know that you took time whenever somebody would come to the property to take a look at it, that really mattered. So I think we had like 80 to 90% occupancy for both years, 2 straight years, which was fantastic. Yeah, I think that relationship matters the most. First and foremost, it's somebody that I know and I trust and I love. I'm going to start there. Hey, this is a company that's going to put you first. They're extremely transparent. They're genuine people, and they're around the clock, here for you whenever you need. I would start there. Now, the money side, that's awesome. So I would definitely lead with that, or I would end with that, but I would lead with the genuine character that you guys have first. In terms of projections, though, with the revenue, I think that they'll be blown away. I think it's apples and oranges what you guys do versus other property management companies. When you're talking about intentional exceptionalism, that's what you bring, and that's just something that's unmatched in my opinion.